everyone, welcome back, and also thank you to the 100 or so people who have now subscribed to my channel. That's really exciting and I'm so glad you're here. Sorry it's been a while since I have done a video. I'm back and I am hoping to make a boned corset for the first time. Corset top, the kind of cottage core with the little bows. I have made sort of corset tops before, but I didn't put the boning in. I was a bit nervous of it. It was very new to sewing at the time, but I think I have advanced my skills enough that I'm ready to try boned corset for the first time. So I'm going to do kind of like a quality mock-up using some fabric that I already have, and if it goes well then I can make some more in the future with some better fabric that I've picked out specifically. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. On with it. Just a quick note, I got most of the way through this project before I realised I was filming in portrait. So I will do my best to edit it so it looks good, but it might look a bit weird, so sorry in advance. Bye. So these are my two fabrics that I'm going to be using. This is going to be kind of like a sturdy mock-up. This is my outer fabric, it's kind of a thick cotton, and then this is a thinner cotton for the lining. They're just fabrics I already had. They're still good quality, I just didn't want to buy something new in case it didn't work out. So I'll cut out the pieces and we'll get started. Here are all the pieces cut out, here are all the outside and all the inside. I just have to interface a few little things and then I can start sewing finally. I ended up interfacing all of the back strap, which is this one here, just because I wanted it to be a little bit sturdier, as well as all the places where the eyelets need to go. Then it was time for some lunch. I made some soup. Finally, it was time to start sewing, and I started by attaching the front and front side pieces together. A handy hint, if you need to iron a curved seam, I often use an old pair of woolen socks. They kind of just fit underneath that seam really nicely and make it a little easier to iron it. Then it was time to insert the boning channels where the boning will go. That was done by just sewing down the seam allowance on the inside of both sides of the seams. And once I'd done that, I had basically repeated the same on both sides of the back, attaching them and adding the boning channels. I also added this strip in the centre back for the boning channels at the back. A quick moment to attach the shoulder straps to the front of the garment, then sewing it at the shoulder seam. Once the straps were attached, it was time to connect the front and back of the garment at the side seams. And you can see here that all the pieces are now attached in one long piece, and I can start adding the boning. I melted the ends to make them a little softer around the edges so that there was no sharp bits that could catch on the fabric. And this is what my face looked like when I realised I'd been filming in portrait the entire time. Once I had done the front, I basically just did the same to the lining but without the boning channels. Now that both are done, I will be attaching the lining to the front by sewing around the top edge and the straps, as well as around the bottom edge, and leaving both of the sides open. Then I trimmed and notched the curves so that they would lie nicely. Okay, so first fit check, now that it's right side out, and it's pretty snug, but I think once it's got the lacing, and I'll be able to sort of pull it, I think it'll fit so nice. The back looks really nice as well, and I love the boning. I think it feels so supportive, and so far, yeah, pretty happy with it. We'll see how we go continuing. Once all the eyelets had been placed, it was time to work on the lacing panel, adding the boning channel, ironing down the seam allowance at the sides, attaching at the top, and then adding that boning, flipping right side out, and sewing down the sides. And you can add those extra boning panels on the sides as well. This is the final product. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I think if I make it again, which I probably will, I might do some things a little differently. The waist is very snug, she tight. So I think what I would do is I would print out the pattern again. The bust fits really well, so what I would do is print out both sizes, cut out the waist at the large, and then sort of like taper in towards the medium for the bust, and then I would get the best of both worlds. And that's the beauty of having your own patterns and sewing your own clothes, is you can make them fit you. The other thing is I had to use 8mm boning because I couldn't find any 6mm. Now I think that was a mistake. I'm not sure if you can see, but the boning on the side here, it kind of wants to like stand up in a weird way. And I think that's just because it's too thick. It doesn't have that flex that a thinner one might. I also maybe just, that's how this boning is. It's just cheap plastic boning. So I don't know, we'll find out next time when I try and find some 6mm. But apart from that, absolutely love it. I feel very snug and suspended and just a little bit snatched. And I think it's really cute and comfy. Oh, the other thing is I would probably shorten the straps a little bit, just by like a centimetre or two, just so that it's actually holding up. I could like tighten this a bit, but then you kind of lose that bow look, which is something I was looking for. Yeah, highly recommend this pattern. I think it was really good. The YouTube video that I followed, made by the creator, was so helpful. I did find the written instructions a little bit confusing, so I would recommend doing that. But yeah, give it a go. Let me know how you go with it. Also, you can add a corset panel to like the front underneath. I personally found it a little bit painful to deal with. It moved around a lot, so I don't actually mind the look without the corset panel, so I'm quite happy to keep it that way. Oh, I was also able to fix up one of the previous corset tops that I'd made. So previously, because this didn't have the boning before, it would sort of like accordion and squish together when laced up, but I had a little bit leftover boning, so I was able to add that to the back, and now it doesn't do that. So very exciting to have done two projects in one, basically. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Feel free to stick around if you'd like to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!